Now, when I talked about this topic on a recent video, I really didn't go into it because I said I really didn't have time because Fox Sports 1 and Shannon Sharpe had plenty of time at their disposal, and that was several months ago. Well, I got time today to talk about it because Shannon Sharpe, Mr. Club Shay Shay himself, contract is expiring at the end of July. Okay, the end of July is not that far away, folks. Okay, and still both sides have not reached an agreement as far as keeping Shannon Sharpe at Fox Sports 1. And I can think of the many ways and the many reasons why these two sides hasn't come to a conclusion. Now, Shannon Sharpe makes half of what Skip Bayless made, and Skip Bayless recently signed a contract. I believe he signed his contract last year, and it was a 4-year contract that was worth $32 million. All right? And Shannon Sharpe, he hasn't really went public to talk about how much he's hoping to get from Fox Sports 1, but I get the sneaking suspicion he wants the same amount of money as Skip Bayless. Now, Skip Bayless is in his 60s, and Shannon Sharpe, I believe he's like 52 years old. He's still a young man, and I'm pretty sure he wants the same amount of money. Because he feels like he brings more to the table at Undisputed, and he's one of the reasons why Undisputed is a very successful show in the mornings. Plus, he has his own podcast, Club Shay Shay. He's more recognizable. Now, he claims a lot of current modern day athletes come to him. He communicates to them on a day in, day out basis. And he's factoring in all this to show to Fox Sports 1 that he is very valuable. And he's a very important cog to the machine. Now, I'm suspecting a lot of things. And I made a video talking about Skip Bayless when he signed his $32 million deal to stay with Fox Sports 1. Let's go back to that deal, shall we? Now, there was a bidding war in the midst of the pandemic between ESPN and Fox Sports 1. They were offering the sun, the moon, the stars. They were slobbering at the bit to lock in Skip Bayless to either network. And it gotten so heated and so demanding that ESPN was going to throw money at Skip Bayless and also give Skip Bayless the flexibility to still host Undisputed on Fox Sports 1 and collaborate with Stephen A. Smith, and they was going to pair these two entities up at ESPN Plus. We all know ESPN Plus is a failed streaming app. They putting everything on ESPN Plus to make it popular, and just not a lot of people are accepting ESPN Plus. But that's neither here nor there. And they was also willing to package the tandem on all of the sports things that they have at their disposal at the Worldwide Leader of Sports, pairing them up at the ESPYs, the Super Bowl, NBA Finals, MMA, boxing events. They was going to have these guys plastered everywhere, and they was willing to do that, as well as allow Skip Bayless to still stay in California, where his heart is, and his wife doesn't want to move anywhere else. And he can continue to do the show at Fox Sports 1 and still collect a check with ESPN as well as Fox Sports 1. Skip Bayless declined that offer, not because he wouldn't make a lot of money. It was just a simple fact of he just didn't want to do all that traveling. So he just stuck to his guns to Fox Sports 1. Fox Sports 1 recognized this and offered him a 4-year contract worth $32 million. And at that particular time, Skip and Shannon was pretty much nipping at each other's throats in a past couple of shows, particularly when the LeBron topic comes up, who's the best, and GOAT topics such as it was a dry day on sports. Who's the GOAT? Who's this? Who's that? And this, that, and the third. And it got into a heated debate to the point of Skip Bayless would, sometimes Shannon Sharpe would overtalk Skip Bayless, wouldn't allow Skip Bayless to talk. And Skip Bayless would even scream and yell at Shannon Sharpe, talking about is his turn, and to tell him to stop, even make reference of the Hall of Famer. Since you're the Hall of Famer, you should know more, right? Making those analogies and just rubbing at Shannon Sharpe. And we all know Shannon Sharpe is thin-skinned. And Shannon Sharpe says a lot of things when he's emotional, when he's heated. And he let the cat out the bag on how he really feels about Skip Bayless. I feel like that plays a part. I feel like that's one of the reasons, I must say this again, one of the reasons why he chose Fox Sports 1 over ESPN, because he has a lot of, I'm pretty sure the people over there at Fox Sports 1 has told him, as far as the future with Shannon Sharpe, pretty much giving Skip Bayless a green light about his future, who he wants, letting the world know that he runs that show with an iron fist and an iron glove. Another reason why I feel like Shannon Sharpe is not going to get the same amount of money as Skip Bayless is he's not a household name when you talk about sports entertainment. Yes, Shannon Sharpe is a hit on social media. He's a household name on social media. But you have to realize, people that are over the age of 30, there's a majority of these people, they're not in social media, okay? They're just not into it like that. They're not seriously scrolling down the timeline of Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. They're just not doing all that. They just don't spend their whole day looking down at their phones on social media. I'm sorry to tell you guys that, but it's true. Now, are there people that are over the age of 30 that gravitate to social media? Yes, but the majority of people, particularly these people who buy cable and satellite packages, satellite radio packages, they're just not into social media that seriously like the rest of us, okay? I feel like Shannon Sharpe is a hit on social media, but a lot of people on social media don't, they don't buy in or pay in to satellite and cable packages. I'm not saying the majority of them do, but I say a few of them do, all right? And those are not the people, the viewers Fox Sports 1 is trying to get to watch their channel, all right? I feel like that's another reason why Shannon Sharpe is not going to get the same amount of money as a Skip Bayless, because he's just not a household name like Skip Bayless, all right? Thirdly, Fox Sports, Shannon Sharpe is in the same predicament as a Maria Taylor. Remember the public outcry and the rage, and everybody's whining and complaining, talking about ESPN should just give Maria Taylor the sun, the moon, the stars. And I told you guys in several videos, there are plenty of women at the worldwide leader of sports that will replace Maria Taylor, okay? Similar to when y'all was whining and crying and complaining when Carrie Champion no longer works at ESPN. And I forgot the lady that Carrie Champion replaced, who was the first moderator on First Take, until ultimately, and people were complaining then. And they said these people were they're irreplaceable, okay? But there are tons of female that work at the worldwide leader of sports that can easily replace that same and fulfill that viewership when Maria Taylor departs, all right, which she did. She's at ESPN. I feel like timing is and then her talking about she wants Stephen A. money when she does not deserve Stephen A. money. And I can say the same scenario with Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe does not deserve nor command Skip Bayless type of money. Okay. And I feel like over there at Fox Sports 1, they have a multitude of people that can replace Skip Bayless. Now, will Shannon Sharpe be missed if he departs from Fox Sports 1? Yes. Okay. Will the views dip? Yes. Okay. But, over a course of time, cooler heads are going to prevail and people are going to go back to these shows and watch the new personality at that particular show. Okay. I'm not saying Shannon Sharpe is not talented. I'm not saying Shannon Sharpe is not knowledgeable. I'm not saying Shannon Sharpe is not skillful. But what I am saying is there are plenty of people over at Fox Sports 1 that can easily replace a Shannon Sharpe. He will be missed, but 3 months from now, 4 months from now, time heals all wounds. And a lot of you people that bellyache, whine, and complain, talking about you're never going to watch these shows because your favorite personality is no longer at that network. Eventually, you come to the realization it's not going to happen, and you're going to rewatch these shows, and these shows are going to be a hit, okay? So I feel like that's another reason. And on top of that, we're still somewhat in a pandemic. A lot of sports networks and companies are downsizing. Okay. They're not spending money like crazy, like it ain't nothing, like they don't have a budget. A lot of people are in the same situations as ESPN. If you've been paying attention and noticed, ESPN has been letting go of a lot of people at their network. Also going to the people that are staying at that network saying, hey, you're going to need to take a pay cut. Some people said, okay, I understand. I'm going to do it for you guys. And other people said, no way, I'm not going to do it. And then they get fired and they move on. All right. But the pandemic has really killed sports entertainment in a major way. And then they're still talking about we may have to wear masks once again. Not a lot of people have been vaccinated. We may go through a phase where we have to close several things down or, take precautions and things of that nature like we did last year. And a lot of networks are not making the money like they used to make. Okay, let's just face fact and face reality, okay? So I feel like there are a lot of factors that play in if Shannon Sharpe returns to if he goes to Fox Sports 1, he's not going to make the same money as Skip Bayless. Can we all agree to that? I'm pretty sure half of us is not going to agree to that. That's cool. Just comment away. But if he do return to Fox Sports 1, it's going to be at a reduced salary, and the market is going to dictate who wants Shannon Sharpe. I feel like ESPN would love to have Shannon Sharpe, but they just don't have the money because Disney has been watching their purses. They done took the checkbook out of their purse. They just can't sign, anybody for any ridiculous amount of money. Okay. And they have to be cautious and be careful on how they budget things for the foreseeable future. I'm not saying that Fox Sports 1 doesn't want him, but what I am going to say is he's not going to get Shannon Sharpe money. Okay. And if he do stay, he's going to do it at a reduced cost. If he walks, then that's pretty much telling you guys that maybe in negotiations, Fox Sports 1 just said, you know what? I just think you should just leave, dog, because we're not going to pay you that type of money. All right. So it might be one of those Maria Taylor type situations. There is a possibility he can return to CBS Sports. He can go to NBC Sports. But he won't be the same personality like he was at Fox Sports 1. Fox Sports 1 just pretty much let them and allowed the personalities to be whoever they want to be, say what they want to say. If he goes to these other networks, they're going to be very cautious. They're going to say, here's some things you can and cannot say. They're going to cut a lot of the footage that when he goes into his rants and tirades and things of that nature to make it more appealing and more marketable to the PG American family. All right. So, that's what's going on. I always wanted to talk about this, and the clock is ticking, and there's still no clear-cut conclusion on yay or nay, is he staying or not. if it was simple as money and they feel like he deserves to make the same type of money as Skip Bayless, we would have been hearing a lot of things and them agreeing to the contract much earlier. We haven't heard anything. So one would tend to believe that, it's probably not, Shannon Sharpe is looking at it as, look, I feel like I'm worth this. You guys are giving me that. Can we just go back into negotiations and things of that nature? Shannon Sharpe is not a broke man by any stretch of the imagination. A lot of people don't realize Shannon Sharpe had a Twitch channel. All right. Shannon Sharpe is a personality that people would follow him. He's similar to like a Joe Budden. People will follow him. People will support him even more on Club Shay Shay. And he can create a YouTube channel just like Jason Whitlock and, flourish there and say what he want to say. He don't have to be limited. He's not limited at Fox Sports 1. And he will make a wonderful, luxurious career on his own independently. Okay. A lot of people will just gravitate to him. All right. But I just don't think he's worth Skip Bayless type of money or Stephen A type of money. All right. I feel like if there was no pandemic there, then they would have been pressured to give him that type of money because ESPN would be willing. Look, ESPN would be looking at, look, if y'all not going to pay him that money, we'll pay him. We'll pay him that money. Come on over here and we'll just tag team you up with Stephen A. Smith. But I feel like the pandemic has put a kibosh on a lot of those type of deals where you're just throwing money all over the place. All right, so that's all I got to say. I know a lot of people are going to comment down below. Y'all feel free to comment and do what you got to do down there. It's your boy. I'm up out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. Deuces.